Next question is, what is your plan to bridge the relationship between the school and the community?
There's been some wonderful work done by Dr. Jim Ranks and the State Superintendent of Education that I've had the opportunity to be a part of, called Inside Out Schools. And there's actually an Inside Out school in Gilliam, South Carolina. And this is a process where you look at the school as an integral piece of the community. The library may stay open for extra hours, the gymnasium might be used for community events, and it's really a way to open the doors of the school and welcome the community in, whether you have students or not, as a resource for the community, after-school programs, parenting classes, Tupperware sales, whatever, to really use the schools as an extension of the community. And I think that would be a wonderful place to start, and looking at the model of Inside Out School, not as making batesburg-leesville or Lexington 3 an Inside Out school per se, but using their philosophy and the things that have worked for them to welcome the community inside the doors and help them get involved in our school system. That's where I would start.
Yeah, the program that I worked with in Los Angeles was called School on Wheels, and we were located on Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. If you ever get a chance to go down there, you will not feel like you will feel like you are no longer in the United States. It's an amazing place to be. And that program it's no money from the government. They're privately funded, and they do serve over 10,000 children a year, approximately, in Southern California. And at any given time, there are over 40,000 children in homeless shelters throughout the state of California at any given time. So what I would like to do, and what I would like to see here, I mean, those numbers kind of boggle your mind, but what they tell me is that we can do anything with a little bit of volunteerism. People say, I hear this over and over again, that 65% of the kids in the primary school have reduced or free lunches. So 65% sounds like a large number, but it's really not that many kids. What I would like to do is put a volunteer center that's more like a study hall type of thing, a tutoring center where students could come, and people from the community, the retired people, people who have time on their lunch break. I mean, some things that we do in the Rotary Club already. But create a center for students to come and learn and expand. And this will help the community, it'll help the students whose parents can't help them, and it will help the teachers.
Forward to question.
Question is, what is your plan, or what would be your plan to bridge the relationship between the school and the community?
Between the town and the community, we have to work together with the mayor and the town council, school board. We used to meet. We haven't had a meeting in about a little over a year now. We'll get together and talk about what needs to be done between the town and the school, and to get them to work together so they can help us. We can help them. I mean, they have equipment that we don't have. They can send somebody over to help us. We can send kids out on projects to help them when they have things that they need to get done. And you have to get the kids in the town involved together.
I would like to work toward a program for the development and implementation of a program to get our parents more involved. If we're looking for a bridge from the schools into the communities, the natural bridge would be the parents, because they have the most vested interest, their children in there. So a program to get the parents more actively involved, I think, would go a long way toward bridging to the community.
I agree somewhat with Larry. I think we have an excellent relationship going with our school and our community. We have a wonderful school to work program where our kids go out and work at the businesses. Our elementary school cafeteria is currently now being used for worship services on the weekend. Our Relay for Life is always used the track, and the school has been very receptive to that. There are very few times that our Fine Arts Center is vacant on the weekends. It is used by the community. We have an excellent mentor program, thanks to Ms. Phillips, that our adults and our individuals are coming in. We've done the summer feeding program for the last 2 summers where we have involved the feeding the kids in the communities. Our Vega clubs and our service clubs are out working with clubs in the community as far as cleaning the town and assisting. So I think we have an excellent relationship going with our community, but it's like Larry said, we've got to get our individual parents involved. We have the community support. You've got to get your parents in and get them in to work with your with the schools.
Well, a number of years ago, taxpayers in this community voted to build a nice fine arts center. And I think that is something that we certainly can use to help bridge a lot of our relationships with our community and neighboring communities. And they come and they see what we have. And it also gives them a chance to see our schools. If any of you had time to go in our schools and see how nice and clean and how beautiful our schools are. I think one of the most important things is kind of like being a doctor. You make a person feel better about themselves, all of a sudden they're healthy. If kids feel like they're in a nice school, a clean school, they feel better about what they're doing. They feel better about trying to learn because they feel like that they belong to something. And I mentioned earlier in some other comments, which has already been mentioned too, that I would like to put more emphasis on the importance of our mentoring program. Our mentoring program, I work 75 miles out of town, therefore I'm not able to be a mentor in our schools. But in the evenings when I go around, as I mentioned earlier, I've mentored in coaching sports and dealing with our children. And that has just been a great thing for me. And I think if our businesses could get more involved and see what our children can do, they can find prospective people that they really like. Just this past board meeting, we had the manager from Viola who had come in, who had been into our schools and provided some things, had the kids out into the produce area and they were able to touch the fruits and they were being able to explain to them how they got there and those kind of things. So if we could bridge that gap and partner with our chamber and our businesses in our community and let them see what's going on in our schools, I think we would go a long way.
Help me out here.